Hello everyone, my name is Fatin Nashuha binti Nazri. For today, I will present about one of the subtopic in Form 5 Biology KSSM textbook together with four of my group members. The subtopic that we have choose is 6.3 Pollination and Fertilisation. Before proceed to explaining about misconceptions and introducing our product, I will explain briefly first about what exactly are pollination and fertilization. Pollination is a process where pollen grains are transferred from the anther to the stigma. On the other hand, fertilization is a process that is triggered when there is a presence of pollen grain on the stigma. So what exactly happened from the process of pollination until the process of fertilization? First, the wall of anther from mature pollen will dry, shrink, and also split. Pollen grains in the pollen sac will be released. Secondly, the released pollen grains are transferred to the stigma of the same flower or different flowers by pollinating agents. Pollinating agents include mammals, insects, birds, water, and also wind. Next, the pollen grains that have been transferred to the stigma will germinate and form a pollen tube. The pollen tube will grow down towards the ovule through the style. Then, the generative nucleus will move along the pollen tube towards the ovule. At the same time, the generative nucleus will divide by mitosis to form two male gametes. The end of the pollen tube will secrete an enzyme to digest the tissues of the style. When it reaches the embryo sac, the pollen tube will penetrate the ovule through the micropyle. The tube nucleus will degenerate and both male gametes will enter the embryo sac. After that, when both male gametes already enter the embryo sac, one of them will fertilizes the egg cell and produces a diploid zygote. The second male gamete fuses with the two polar nuclei to form a triploid endosperm nucleus. This process is called double fertilization. That is all for the introduction of this subtopic. I will pass the presentation to the next presenter. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Nur Fatin and I will be presenting the misconception in this topic. According to Wynne, in an article titled Student Misconception About Plants, students always think that pollination and fertilization are the same process. This is not true because pollination, as mentioned by the previous presenter, pollination is the deposition of pollen grains on the stigma of the flower, where in much simpler words, it is the movement of pollen grain from the stigma, and it is also a physical process, whereas fertilization is the fusion of haploid male and also female gamete to form diploid zygote, and it is considered as cellular, genetic, and also biochemical process. We also mentioned that students view the functions of pollen is to feed bees, and pollination occurs at different parts of flower except the ovary. There are several types of misconceptions that arise from this topic, such as first, factual misconception, where falsities or the misconceptions are learned at early age and the information remain unchanged into adulthood. So because of the long-term belief in a certain concept, it may be hard to change and correct the student's belief during learning. Next one is the vernacular misconception, where it is based on the misunderstanding about the meaning of terms, such as in this case is the term pollination and also fertilization, as both of this process occurs in plants, so students may have difficulties in differentiating these two terms and also the process. All these misconceptions can arise from many sources, such as first, students' personal belief influenced by personal experience in learning the concept, because personal experience can retain and remain for a very long time in students' memory. Therefore, it may take time and effort to change the student understanding about the misconception. The second one is the student informal learning with their peer groups. So we all know that peer groups can give a great influence to students' life. So in this term, in learning process, the peer groups can give a great influence, as any possible information can form during their informal learning with their peers' friends. So, and they also tend to believe their friends more than the teachers. Last but not least is the teacher's language used in communicating that can cause students misunderstanding in receiving information. So there will be times where the teacher use mix of language, such as they mix between English language and also Bahasa Melayu to give students better understanding. However, the mixing of language can cause confusion in students and further lead to misconception.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fatin Nashuha binti Jeffri. So next, I will introduce and explain further about the product that we have developed. So our group have already produced and developed a new educational product which is very interesting and useful to all school students who study biology subject. The product is named as Science Educational E-Comic, The Journey of Pollen Grain. Okay, in summary, this comic will take the readers across the journey of pollen grain, starting from on how it being transferred to stigma until its process of fertilization in ovule. In this comic, we delve into the process of pollination and fertilization. Therefore, I can suggest that this comic is very useful and is recommended for all school students. This type of comic is a digital comic, or well known as an electronic comic, where it is primarily viewed by the readers on the electronic device such as phone, tablet, iPad, computer, laptop, and other type of electronic device. So, in order to reduce the misconception among students in the topic of pollination and fertilization, we choose to produce this educational comic because we believe students will be more understand and engaged when they study with interesting educational sources such as comic. This is because we include colorful of illustration with interesting design of character in our comic. We also emphasize the storyline in this comic, where we include all the terms and keywords exactly from the textbook, but in a simple way that can be understood by the students. Also, we decide to publish our product in the form of electronic comic because we believe students nowadays are more significant with online distance learning. Therefore, they are more engaged with the technological connection in their studies. So, we concern with the current situation and decide to integrate our educational comic into a digital form. Therefore, by doing this, students will be able to access this educational e-comic easily from home. Next, our educational e-comic have been made by using a graphic design platform which is Canva. Canva is a platform where it allows the users to customize and create their own product with various type of template. In our case, we create our product by using the comic strip in the Canva. It is very convenient to design a comic by using Canva because the features and instruction in Canva is easy to be understood and very simple. Also, the product that have been developed were all came out in a high quality. Next, we also present our product in various ways. Okay, the readers can view this educational e-comic by downloading the file as PDF or view it in the form of video. Okay, this is because some people are more prefer to learn by watching videos, and some of them are more prefer to learn and read by scrolling their phone. So we make it easy for them to choose on which way they want to read this comic. And lastly, for the cost, we didn't use any cost to develop this product. Okay, the cost is only for the use of internet data for us to browsing the website for Canva. So that's all the description for our product. Next, another crew member will explain details about the objective for our product.
Hello everyone, before I proceed, I want to ask, what do you think about our product? Is it interesting and helpful for the teachers and students? Basically, there are some reasons why we choose e-comic as a product, and now I want to share some of the objective and usefulness of our product. Firstly, to help teacher overcome the problem of misconception among the students. As we know, misconception is one of the common problems that always happen to the students due to some factors. As a teacher, they need to find another teaching method and materials to overcome this problem. In my opinion, the teacher need to use material which is interesting and easy to be understood by the students. For me, e-comic is the best product that might help the students to understand the concept better based on the storyline, simple explanation, and colorful illustration used. These elements are important for teaching concept and principle to avoid misconception among the students. Secondly, we want to provide an educational e-comic for the students to understand a science concept better. Cannot be denied that some science concept can be confusing based on the flow and term used in the process. Looking at our current situation, everything needs to do online, including learning. And I believe that online class is not an easy thing. It is way more difficult than we imagine. So, because of this, student needs to do their own learning at home. That's why they need a good reference to make sure they master the subject and topic. Sometimes watching video can also be boring, so why not we use different learning materials such as e-comic? That's why we want to provide an educational e-comic to help them with their learning. E-comic is easy to be accessed. They can simply download it and save it in their smartphone or laptop. Then they can use it anytime they want. Plus, they do not have to spend more money to buy a reference book. I'm not saying that reference book is not good, but for now, it is better to use online notes since we are still has MCO, which is difficult for us to go out. Next objective is to promote a various type of learning notes such as e-comic. As students, they actually prefer learning material which is simple and interesting. Different students have different learning style. For students who learn through visual, they need a book which has attractive illustration, for example. Not all students prefer to read the whole book without a picture in it. Actually, comic notes already has been used before, but it still be unpopular among the students. Since this pandemic, we want to enhance the teacher to maximize the usage of e-comic. They can use the notes with their students and can save their time from doing the written notes as usual, right? And last but not least, we want to improve student reading and illustration skills. As mentioned earlier, misconception occur due to confusion of facts about the concept they learn. To overcome this problem, they need to read more regarding to the concept involved. When we use e-comic as a learning materials, the explanation and illustration used might help them to understand and memorize the facts. That's why in our e-comic, we use various graphics and pictures and also make it colorful to attract students' interest to read it. Also, we had rearranged the storyline for the process of the misconception, which is pollination and fertilization, to make it more interesting and relatable to the students. So that when they read the e-comic, they can imagine the situation and at the same time can understand the process. So these are all the objective and usefulness of our product. hoping that by using this e-comic, it might help the teacher to overcome the misconception for the students regarding to the topic pollination and fertilization. I think that's all from me. Let's continue with the next presenter.
We have created a very interactive electronic educational comic for people. Can it be sold? Is our comic have product value? Hi! My name is Nur Irsyada and I will tell you our comic product value. So let's go! Commercial value part for our product. For this part, I will list out our product value so that our target audience will know how and why they should get our e-comic. Before that, who is our target audience? Our target audience is Form 5 student and teacher that take and teach biology subject. Okay, why they need and should get this product? First, in terms of functionality and usability. As you can see, our presenter present before, our comic is colorful in graphic and illustration. According to NCBI, color plays an integral role in our visual experience and it is able to relay information and can very effective in learning and memory performance. This comic also adapts storytelling style to make sure that our target audience understand better in subtopic process of pollination and fertilization. The second one is convenience and availability. Our e-comic are portable and lightweight, so making it easy to carry around instead of carrying multiple bulky books. Our e-comic make our target audience can go through the learning material while at home and even while traveling. It is convenience people on the go. And the last one is environmental friendly. By creating electronic education comic is our contribution and small involvement to support Go Green campaign. We believe that more we do online, the less paper we need. This is our initiative that can help us go green and increase the green cover on the earth. So, this is 3 reasons why our target audience should get our comic. That's all from us. Thank you for listening. I hope that all of you enjoy watching our video. Till we meet again. Bye!